the new year is the perfect time for you to set your goal of making new friends, eating better, and overall just building new habits to get you to your goals and aspirations. Sticking to these goals, however, can quickly start to feel a bit tedious and daunting. A few days or weeks into waking up an hour earlier to run, you quickly start to realize you don't actually care that much about whether you look appealing or not, and what your cardio situation is. I mean, what does cardiovascular health even mean? Helping you with the struggle is what I am here for today in this video. For today. For you. Hello friends, my name is August. I'm a student in Amsterdam and admirer of the human mind. 6 years ago, I became obsessed with the struggle for long-lasting change and the habits made along the way. And today I am in front of you to present two, not one, but two simple tips that will help you follow through on your New Year's resolutions or any other goal you have in mind. I used to start every January telling myself I'd achieve these massive goals, like running every morning at 5 a.m. or not eat 5,000 calories right before bed, only to burn out or quickly lose interest. And that's a no-no. Over the years, mostly through trial and error, I figured out how to actually stay on track and build, develop new habits or cut back on older, not so good ones. And I've narrowed it down to two main principles that help me stay on track, which is first of all, starting small, and second of all, breaking down your plan into easily achievable steps. There are two main reasons why starting off with a smaller goal will help you achieve more. First of all, retraining your dopamine-hungry brain to feed off of healthier habits. And second of all, avoiding the cycle of burnout. Dopamine, alongside endorphins, serotonin, and oxytocin, is one of the so-called happy chemicals in your body that tells your brain an action is worth pursuing. This can be by passing an exam, eating sweets, or something as simple as making your bed in the morning. This chemical, however, is very addicting since it's basically like pure happiness. The main issue that arises in life is that some activities fill up the happiness tank of this reward system much faster and with less effort than others. Something like cooking a healthy meal at home can present you with a bit more resistance than pressing a few buttons on your phone and getting, food delivered right to your door. That is exactly why it is hard to make long-lasting change right away, why it's important to start slow. Instead of cutting back on sugar altogether, try to cut back a little bit at first. Instead of a full bag of chips or 60 cans of Coke, maybe try like 50 or 55, 59, you know what I mean? Just, a little bit at a time. A few weeks ago, I started going back to the gym. It was more difficult than I expected. So I started slow. First time I just went outside. I put on my gym clothes, went outside, and had a cigarette and bought some chips from the store next door. Maybe I shouldn't have shared that. But either way, there you go. And only on the fourth or fifth try did I actually do a full-blown workout. It's important to build a sense of familiarity with your new habits. What am I going? What am I doing? What am I seeing? What am I hearing? Everything that surrounds you is information that your brain uses to assess the situation. Something you are not familiar with will trigger your fear of the unknown, which will make your brain want to fight back and reinforce your older habits, and that is when relapse happens. Relapse can fill you up with negative emotions towards yourself and your effort to change, which would only make it harder to do so. That is why it is crucial to not take on more than you can handle. That is why you start small. Clear? Determining what small is for you, however, can take some time. Self-awareness is key. Pay attention to your behavior and what you are drawn to. If you're someone that has no idea what to do in the gym and what machines to use or, where the fucking gym is at all, it might take you more effort to actually start this new habit than somebody that just hasn't gone to the gym in a while and is, overall familiar with the space. Focus on understanding where you are right now in relation to your destination, your goal, and at what pace you can actually move towards it. After you've assessed the situation, now comes the planning part. Breaking down the process into smaller steps will help bring you clarity or some sort of clarity to your process, and that will make the whole thing less scary and more manageable to get done. Let's continue with the example of improving one's physical health. I think a lot of people at one point or another in their lives have decided to be physically healthier. What does that mean? It usually boils down to improving one's sleeping, diet, or exercising situation. What does that mean? Well, these are three different areas that require their own breaking down. But let's say you chose to start with getting enough exercise. What would that entail? It doesn't always have to be going to the gym, which is a very popular option and available to you, and it's not a bad one at all. But it can be running, yoga, martial arts, rock climbing. For example, if you want to start running, breaking it into smaller, more manageable steps would be finding your right shoes, choosing a route, and deciding when to run. By asking yourself these questions, you eventually get to a point where you really just have a list of to-do tasks that are easily and manageable to achieve instead of looking up at a mountain with no clear way of how you're gonna climb it, you have built yourself a ladder, or I guess dynamite. Because I don't know if a ladder would be like, have to be like huge. That's like insane. But like dynamite, like actually fun fact, dynamite was originally created to blow up mountains. Not just like for fun, but like for mining, for example. And fun fact number 2, the creator of dynamite is the Nobel guy. The guy that created the Nobel Prize. Yeah, to give it to himself. Kanye West level of ego, bro. It's insane. But anyway, now that you've done that, it's not as scary. It seems more manageable. You're welcome. Or you should thank yourself, really, because you're doing the work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm doing. Employing these 2 simple tactics into your journey of change will yield many more results than the usual brute force approach. In fact, I urge you to take a moment to write down your goals right now and break them down right away. Comment below what your goals are. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to hear them. I feel like it would bring this whole sense of like togetherness into the process. And, you know, it would be quite something if I, you know, do say so myself, which I just did. So, you know, take that into account, I guess. I don't know. As for me, myself, and I, we have our own one main resolution for this year, which is to start putting out content again. The clear goal is to produce and post at least 1 video a month. As a whole, that is not the easiest job to do, at least for me, because I am a professional at procrastinating. So I decided to break it down into smaller steps. For example, instead of sitting down and writing a video, I sit down and make it my goal to write for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's all. It's nothing. And most importantly, I rarely stop after those 5 minutes. There you go. Start small, break it down to smaller steps. You really just want to lower the friction as much as possible. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the whole self-development thing, I recommend you watch my upcoming video on the Tao Te Ching right here. Or in the meantime, you can watch this video right here on finding your creative spark. It might just inspire your next resolution. Thank you. Good night.